What's up, dudes?
What's up?
I don't know what my name is.
His name's Captain Gimpy. I'm Zenboro.
Are you sure? I thought I was a Joker.
Oh, well, that would be appropriate for a review like this.
So serious.
Because this film deals a lot with the question of how we're dealing with mentally ill individuals. And so yeah, we're going to talk about the Joker.
Yeah, so in case you've been living under a rock, this film stars Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, also known as Arthur Fleck in this standalone Gothamified universe. And it's not what I was expecting.
Same.
I was expecting, honestly, something a little more comic booky.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
Instead, we get this gritty psychological character study that, from what I've encountered, the director took a lot of inspiration from a couple of Martin Scorsese films.
Which ones?
Such as Taxi Driver.
Oh, that actually makes total sense.
And that's kind of funny because Robert De Niro, who
is in the movie.
Yeah.
He was the taxi driver.
Yeah, if you guys never seen that movie, go
Definitely
watch
recommend
it.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Depends on your definition of wonderful, I suppose.
Yeah.
This movie was a very strange film to watch. First of all, because, you know, when you're thinking DC movie, most people are going to think, oh, there's going to be lots of explosions, there's going to be some gunplay, there's going to be some heroes, there's going to be some villains, and that's how this movie's going to go. That is not this movie whatsoever. And if that's what you were hoping this movie is, you could probably turn off this review right now.
Yeah. What's interesting is, like you said, it's not a comic book movie. The Joker isn't really struggling against an antagonist unless you want to kind of see the forces he against, which is mostly society.
Right.
Yeah, but it's really just an exploration of how this guy, down on his luck, in these unfortunate circumstances, how it all kind of alters the way he
thinks about the world, himself, his relationships to other people.
Right. Pretty
much everything. And I mean, if you thought your life was terrible, yeah, I've known people who've gone through similar things, and I know for a fact it changes the way you think.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the things that happened in my life changed the way I thought for a long time. The difference was that I was lucky enough to find people who actually cared about what happened, and I was able to let go of a lot of that.
Same here. And this film kind of explores the consequences of what happens in a world where
nobody cares.
Yeah, and there's a lot of discussion throughout the film of like Gotham's political situation
and socioeconomic disparities, because in Gotham, I'm not talking about the real world here, I'm talking about Gotham.
Yeah.
In Gotham, you literally have a handful of rich people who run the entire city. Some of them got their money by illegal means.
Mm-hmm.
Others not so much, but they're super duper rich either way.
Yeah.
And then you have a ton of really, really, really poor people that can literally barely afford rent and food.
Yeah. And
sometimes they don't.
Yeah, and Arthur Fleck is one of them.
And he's one of the worst off. First off, he's there with his mentally ill mother.
Mm-hmm.
He himself recently got out of an institution. He's on various medications. He's going to, I think, weekly or monthly therapy appointments with LCSW.
Yeah.
An apathetic LCSW, mind you. He even confronts her at one point in the movie saying, "You never really listen, do you?"
Yeah.
And he's not wrong.
Yep.
And it's a guy who tries to put on a brave face and smile for people. In fact, he's a literal clown in this movie.
Right.
He has a low-wage job as a rent-a-clown that either does sign-holding jobs or kids' parties, because that's the only kind of work you can give a clown.
Right.
And people think he's weird even in that business. Like, no matter how he tries to connect with people, they seem to shove him aside, except for maybe a handful.
Yeah, and so in a way it gives you sympathy for the guy, even when he begins to engage in killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear there's some kind of controversy as to whether or not this film is condoning violence or something, you were telling me?
Yeah.
So, what's the deal?
I don't know. It's just part of it, I think, is, well, the Joker's a comic book villain. This film is not really a comic book movie. It's a character study, and also, I never really expected there to be like the classic like hero villain foil.
Right.
With the even if you read comic books, like if they do a villain origin story, it's always kind of unconventional and
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if anybody's ever read The Killing Joke,
yeah.
that's this Joker.
Mhm.
They take a lot of inspiration to create a backstory for him that fits with that Joker archetype.
Right, and you shouldn't expect there to be like happy endings or
No.
the character finds redemption. No, this is like
This isn't a redemption story at all. In fact, this is about the transformation of a relatively normal human being with their own mental health struggles into the person we come to know in The Killing Joke.
Yeah, and subsequent Batman related media.
Right, right. I mean, that's what this is about, on the face of it, right?
Yeah, so definitely don't take your kids to watch this because
don't.
this deals with a lot of mature themes that are really thought-provoking, but they are disturbing.
And they will go over children's heads, and I think there are some elements of the movie that will frighten younger viewers.
Yeah, so don't let the bright visuals throw you off in the trailer.
I do want to talk a little bit about the mental health examination aspect of this movie. Because, having my own issues for the longest time, I found that I could relate to his frustrations. I didn't cope in the same way. Because, okay, so the Joker's trademark laugh,
Yeah.
according to the story, is basically a malformed coping mechanism for uncomfortable emotions. And there's some parts of the movie that suggest it's actually due to, like, brain trauma.
Right.
So there's that. But what I did relate to is the feeling of being completely alone and having no one who was really willing to talk to me and understand what was happening. They all just assumed I was angry all the time or too sad to be helped, and over time people just gave up, right?
Right.
And this movie reminds me so much of what something could have been like if I had been left completely alone and didn't have enough willpower to be like, hey, I need to fix this. And some people won't have that wherewithal to say, I need help.
Right.
And I'm going to do anything I can to get it.
Mhm.
It's very hard, dude, and I don't want to diminish anything anybody's going through. It's really, really hard. And a lot of times you'll meet great therapists, but you'll also meet therapists who don't seem to care or want to listen and just want to tell you what you need to be doing. And that's what he was up against. And then he was ridiculed all the time for wanting to be in a creative profession. He wanted to be a stand-up comedian. Even his mom said, don't you need to be funny to be a comedian?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And I mean, no matter what he tried, dude, no matter what he tried,
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't seem to find somebody who actually cared.
Right.
And there comes a point in the movie where even the person you think does, they may or may not be real.
Right.
Because you find out that his mother has suffered from long-term psychosis, and he might have a similar thing going on.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking through the whole movie, there were so many points where this man didn't need to be the Joker.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the strengths of this film. It doesn't make him out to be this, a complete psychopath. Like, you see the humanity.
He's a person, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know people who suffer from psychotic disorders, and they are people. Like, I talk to them every day.
Yeah, so...
it sucks to be in their heads.
So, in a way, this film does have heart to it if you're willing to look past the fact that it's not a traditional comic book movie. It's kind of like this deep psychological exploration.
There's a couple filmmaking things I want to touch on, too, that I thought accented the whole feeling of isolation and struggle really, really well. First of all, the movie is shot primarily like a horror movie. It's akin to like 28 Days Later, especially the opening sequences where the dude's fundamentally alone, and even when there are other people, these wide shots just make you feel really small.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because in a way, the way they use the camera, they're usually in some kind of corridor, and there's like this wide shot sort of at a like a superior angle, but at the same time, while the shot looks big, it makes you feel entirely hemmed in.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like the guy really has no place to go, and neither do we as viewers. We're kind of forced into this perspective. And I thought that was brilliant. The other thing is, like, even when there are close-ups, they're super unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not extreme close-ups, technically speaking, but they're uncomfortably close. And the subtlety with which Joaquin Phoenix is capable of pulling off this type of character, what would normally make you feel connected to the character actually makes you feel very ill at ease.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're right there next to somebody who could snap at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the score the entire time reminded me of like a post-reveal slow-paced Hitchcock score.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was just like, Jesus, like, it's just sitting in my soul, like, brewing all this discomfort and disquiet. And I realized, like, halfway through the film, that the movie is intentionally trying to make you feel the way that the Joker does.
Yeah.
It's not trying to make him out to be a villain. It's trying to show you that he's still a person.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you know anything about the Joker's origin story, he was in some versions of it, he's forced into crime because he literally has no money to provide for his family. He just gets fired. He's booed off stage. He's over there trying to find a job. No one will hire him because they think he's not funny, and he's basically wearing permanent clown face.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, so the things that happen in this movie aren't the same, but the emotional content of the character is spot on. And I mean, that takes a lot of attention to detail.
Right.
My one critique is maybe the laugh was a little overdone.
Yeah, but you know, in the whole of this movie, it's kind of a small thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, anything else you got to say about this?
So in summary, like if I've said this before, but if you're expecting a traditional comic book movie, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you're an aspiring actor or filmmaker, or you are working locally in the industry or whatever, or if you have any interest, if you like to review films, I think this is one of the best studies out now. You should go see this for that reason, if nothing else.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about that, like Forrest Gump. So
yeah, same here. I highly recommend this movie for people who like character studies or fans of Joaquin Phoenix or the director. There's just a lot here, and it's a movie I would probably rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely get it when it comes out on Blu-ray so I can hear all the commentary, look at all the behind-the-scenes
Oh,
things.
yeah, definitely.
I may or may not be getting back into animation. I've been telling myself that forever, so I figured I'd put it on video. So I'll see you guys later.
All right.